The Xperia X Performance, at least on paper, is faster than the Xperia Z5 Premium, the Uber flagship of Sony from IFA. We are here to take a look at the similarities and differences among the two, and maybe try to come up with an answer on the entire raison d'etre for this X Performance. Xperia Z5 Premium on the left. I call it Mr. Smudgy because I have the mirror option, and believe me, you don't want to get this unless you want to slap on a protection on the back, but that doesn't matter right now. The Xperia X Performance no longer uses glass on the back, it uses aluminum, and that's valid for all the phones in the X category. If you remember, the Xperia Z5 Premium was the world's first 4K smartphone, and we had a dedicated segment on how that 4K works and how it doesn't. It runs right now in Full HD, which makes the battleground even, because the X Performance has a Full HD display as well. 5 inches compared to 5.5 inches, and you can see the difference. Until we talk about the specifications, you can see already an interesting shift, a small step away in Sony's design philosophy. We have the rectangular sharp edges on the Z5, Z5 Premium, even the Z3, Z3 Plus, and now we have the X's, which are a little bit more round. The glass is rounded towards the edges, the bezels on the sides are a little bit smaller, and you no longer have these rough edges which make it, let's say, uncomfortable to hold at one point. This one is more fitting the palm of your hand, and it has a good user experience in terms of its tactile feel. Also, the front-facing stereo speakers have been repositioned. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe it was the Xperia Z2, which didn't have the speakers on the edge, but a little bit lower, but it might have been the 3. The Z5 and the Z5 Premium have them right here on the very top and bottom, flanked, of course, by the front-facing camera and the sensors. Flipping to the back, and we'll just turn the screens off for a second, we can see almost the same thing going on here with the lens and the LED flash. Megapixel count is 23 on both devices, but the Xperia X lineup uses a brand new way of autofocusing. It's a hybrid autofocus employed by Sony on its alpha cameras. LS on the Z5 and Z5 Premium, we had just the face detection autofocus. How well that will perform, we will have to see. In terms of specifications, there's an interesting thing going on, because the Z5 and the Z5 Premium were the absolute flagship from Sony, and now the Xperia X Performance basically outclasses it, because we have the Snapdragon 810 on the Xperia Z5 Premium, and we have the Snapdragon 820 on the Xperia X Performance, which is the new processor which is powering the LG G5 and the Samsung Galaxy S7. It's 3 GB of RAM on both devices, so it's a leveled battlefield. And we have 32 GB of storage, both expandable on both devices, so at least on paper, the X Performance is right there or on top of the Z5 Premium. Battery-wise, they don't even compare. We got a 30 milliamp hour battery on the Z5 Premium and a 2600 milliamp hour battery, but it's 5 inches versus 5.5. It's 4K versus Full HD. It's not even a showdown. Now, whether the X Performance is able to take the crown from the Z5 and the Z5 Premium in terms of smudginess, we will see. But in terms of performance, it might actually be able to, because it's got better specs. Of course, everything will become even more clear once we get them in our review labs for proper review treatment, and once we pit them against each other in a controlled environment. Until then, this was Anton Denied. Thank you very much for watching. MWC 2016. Stay tuned.